Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to recap a 2016 series named Guardian, the Lonely and Great God. So grab your coffee, sit back, and without further ado, let's start the video. There was an old lady who shared a tale about a troublesome sword from long ago. A brave warrior named Kim Shin got falsely involved in a bad crime. When they executed him, something strange happened, turning him into a Recapily demon with endless life. Only a special bride could see the invisible sword in the warrior's heart and free him by taking it out. For almost 1,000 years, Kim Shin wandered, hoping to find the girl who could release him. After the story, an old woman advised a girl to pray during life's important moments. The girl found it confusing. Kim Shin, the demon, traveled through different times, recalling his military past and the pain of losing loved ones during a coup. In the present day, he rented a big house in Seoul and warned the owner's grandson about his agelessness. Looking at the boy, Kim Shin remembered his ancestor and mentor from ancient times. They promised loyalty until the demon's bride freed the boy's soul. With his first mate, Kim Shin went on a dangerous journey, protecting himself and the boy with the sacred sword. One day, while pondering his fate on a rooftop, he witnessed an accident. Despite being forbidden to interfere, Kim Shin revived a pregnant girl after hearing her prayers. The Grim Reaper noticed only footprints, realizing a demon had intervened. Determined to restore balance, the Reaper promised to find the victims and guide them to paradise. Months passed, and fate had other plans for the girl born after the accident. She was marked as the demon bride by a birthmark on her shoulder. 8 years later, on her birthday, Jae Eun-tak learned about her mother's passing. Gifted with the ability to see ghosts, she said her goodbyes. From that day on, the young demon bride faced the challenge of being strong, unaware that the Grim Reaper would soon come for her to take her to heaven. The angel of death found Eun-tak, but an old peddler intervened, and the Reaper promised to return later. Following the old woman's advice, Eun-tak moved in with her evil relatives to avoid the Grim Reaper. Surviving another 10 years hiding from the angel, she saw ghosts constantly, earning her a reputation for being considered crazy. One day on the street, Eun-tak encountered Kim Shin and recognized him as her fated bridegroom. As the night went on, the demon couldn't shake off thoughts of the unexpected meeting. But an old assistant interrupted his musings, handing Kim Shin documents for moving to another country to avoid suspicion about his agelessness. With some hesitation, the demon reluctantly planned the move, fearing it might interfere with his destiny and concerned about the troubles caused by the young assistant. On the other hand, Jae Eun-tak, unlike her boyfriend, didn't have the luxury of dwelling on their encounter. She spent years serving her evil relatives. On her 18th birthday, she skipped school and sought solace by the sea. Deciding to make a wish for the first time since her mother's death, an unknown force compelled the demon to the pier with a bouquet of flowers for the birthday girl. Their destinies took an unexpected turn. Kim Shin found himself puzzled by how the girl managed to summon him, but he acknowledged hearing all her wishes. He warned her about the imminent departure from her evil relatives, a good job, and the arrival of a boyfriend. Returning home, the demon unexpectedly encountered the Grim Reaper in the living room. The young assistant had already rented the house to the Reaper, anticipating Kim Shin's departure. The old rivals argued fiercely, with neither willing to yield. As night fell, it became clear they would have to begrudgingly share the house despite their long-standing animosity. The next day, Jae Eun-tak sought employment in the city but faced rejection everywhere, feeling deceived by the demon. The power of thought summoned Kim Shin again, but the girl couldn't explain her ability. Eun-tak attempted to summon him repeatedly, realizing that making a wish was the key. However, a new surprise awaited her when holding her friend's hand resulted in a burn from blue fire. Trying to understand her peculiar friend, Kim Shin learned that since childhood, ghosts had dubbed her the demon bride. She showed him a birthmark on her shoulder, but when he asked her to prove her abilities, Eun-tak skipped the detail about seeing the sword. Despite trying to avoid her persistent company, the demon found himself followed through a spatial passage and ended up in Canada, spending a memorable day with the young girl. Strolling through the enchanting city, Eun-tak daydreamed about falling in love with her new friend and picturing herself as his future wife. While the demon spent time with Jae Eun-tak, The Grim Reaper sought approval from the Heavenly Office Secretary to transport the girl to another world. After getting the secretary's nod, the Angel of Death attended to new clients, including the man who had run over Jai Yuntak's mother years ago. While the demon left Jai Yuntak at the hotel, he visited a cemetery in Canada that held the descendants of the old man who had been with Kim Shin throughout his long life. Remembering how he once tried to end his torment by removing the sword, he realized it was impossible without the demon's fiancée. Unable to endure solitude, Yuntak found comfort at the cemetery, discovering a picture of the demon on a monument, providing hints about Kim Shin's long existence. Returning to Seoul, Yuntak faced the challenges of her ordinary life, dealing with school issues while Canada seemed like a distant dream. The demon, unaware of the ongoing miracles in Jai Yuntak's life, remained puzzled by how an ordinary girl could travel through the magical passageway with him. In the school bathroom, a rejuvenated old woman, now 30 years younger and transformed into a bright beauty, awaited Yuntak. The stranger gifted the schoolgirl a bag of spinach, urging her to eat it at home with her family. Despite the usual reproaches and insults from her family, the spinach silenced them all. Seeking refuge from her irate relatives, Yuntak went outside, where her mood improved upon Kim Shin's appearance. Jai Yuntak's wishes began coming true. She secured a job at a cafe, and her boss invited her to start immediately. Excited, she summoned the demon to share her joy. Wanting to impress his girlfriend, the demon decided to wear his best outfit to avoid appearing in pajamas. The Grim Reaper took the chance to mock his rival with witty jokes. The demon's somber mood caused heavy rain in the city, affecting Yuntak's boss. Seeking guidance from a fortune teller, the boss was promised a swift encounter with a man in a black hat. Simultaneously, the Grim Reaper decided to take his hat to the dry cleaners, making himself visible to mortals. On his way, he encountered Jai Yuntak, the girl he had been searching for. The Reaper was eager to restore justice, but Kim Shin stepped in, declaring that Yuntak was the demon's bride and couldn't be taken away. Later, he admitted to Yuntak that he had deceived the Reaper. She wasn't the real demon's bride. He asked her not to get too used to him, as he would soon resume his quest for the mysterious stranger. The couple reluctantly parted ways, holding back tears. In the days that followed, Yuntak didn't run into her new friend, hoping to forget him. Burdened with suffering, Kim Shin summoned dark clouds over the city, creating a thunderstorm. His nephew and the Grim Reaper offered advice to help him. He set off in search of Jai Yuntak, arriving at her house to find the Angel of Death also determined to locate her, only to discover her room empty. Unaware that Yuntak had moved to avoid encountering any more strange friends, both men were puzzled. Unable to sleep, Yuntak sought guidance from the ghosts that had haunted her for years. The lost souls revealed the truth about her birth and her role as the true bride of the demon. Kim Shin, eavesdropping on their conversation, decided to refrain from interfering in Yuntak's life. However, trouble found her when dangerous creditors took her to the forest to locate a hidden insurance payout for her mother's death. Unable to call for help, Yuntak felt a sense of danger, prompting Kim Shin and the Reaper to come to her rescue. Facing down gangsters, Kim Shin used his sword to disable their car, saving Yuntak. When the gangsters sought retribution, Yuntak insisted they be kept alive and punished according to the law. Returning to the city, the demon invited Jai Yuntak to dinner, but their conversation once again became tumultuous, causing her to escape. Despite his temper, the demon continued to assist her, using magic to teach her relatives a lesson by making them guard gold bars from each other. Seeking a better vantage point, the demon went to a cafe, where he saw a young artist on TV who resembled his past enemy. While encouraging the Reaper to seek vengeance, the Angel of Death had urgent matters, needing to attend to an emergency room doctor in the hospital. Meanwhile, Yuntak wandered the city, reminiscing about happy moments with the demon. Kim Shin couldn't forget her either, and the couple continued to suffer. Regretting discarding a Canadian leaf, Yuntak returned to the store to find it among the books. In doing so, she met a new friend, the demon's nephew, who had bought the book with her talisman. Kim Shin, troubled by his grandson's schemes, confided in the chairman, causing the old man to worry about his heir's behavior. After receiving her first paycheck, Yuan-tak accidentally burned the food she bought. Blowing out the smoke unintentionally summoned the demon, much to his delight. However, their ongoing argument about Yuan-tak being the demon's bride persisted. To delve deeper into the matter, Kim Shin took Yuan-tak to a cafe, yet she remained silent about the sword, leading the demon to believe there's no hope. The Reaper joined the conversation, attempting to compel Yuan-tak to see the blade in his friend's heart with her mind, but it proved unsuccessful. Seeking solace after the disappointment, Kim Shin orchestrated the falling in love of two strangers. Later, he revealed that the couple serves as each other's punishment, a form of revenge for old grudges. In response to Yuan-tak's declaration of a potential breakup, a strange force kept her close to the demon. Kim Shin's nephew suspected the second friend was an angel of death, leading the grandfather to kick him out of the house. Determined to sell the building he received, the nephew encountered reluctance from a realtor who offered him a job. Demon and Reaper visited the store, where the angel of death informed his rival that he won't take Yuan-tak, hoping she will see the sword, prompting Kim Shin to leave the mortal world. Accepting this, the demon admitted he is at peace and plans to depart in 2 days. Angry once again, Kim Shin went to Yuan-tak's house, leading the demon to sadly leave to pack his things. The peddler reappeared in the story, this time deciding to help the Reaper by offering a piece of jewelry. Using this, the girl made the angel of death fall in love with the owner of the cafe. For the first time in his life, the guy mustered the courage to approach a girl, and his peculiar behavior raised Sang He's eyebrows. Leaving her number for the mysterious stranger, Sang He anxiously waited by the phone all evening. Yuan-tak tried to comfort the landlady, but she had to leave to get her belongings as her relatives took the deposit and were leaving the apartment. Remembering the demon's promises during their first meeting, Yuan-tak faced ongoing failures at home and school. She refrained from calling her lover, causing him to worry and confide in the Reaper about his unreciprocated love for the strange girl. Yuan-tak sought advice from her mother's spirit at the wharf, where miraculously, the rain above her stopped. Turning around, she saw Kim Shin. She gave her Canadian leaf to her buddy, but the demon confessed that this is their final meeting, and he departed. The angel of death and the demon, saddened by the impending parting, were surprised by an unexpected doorbell. Both were shocked to find Yuan-tak on the doorstep, and the demon was even more astounded when she confessed that she's been seeing the sword all along. After her revelation, Yuan-tak waited for an explanation of what they will do now that it's clear she's the demon's fiancée. However, Kim Shin is unsure of his feelings. Instead of being elated that his dream has come true, he fears that death will send an angel after him. Sensing his doubts, Yuan-tak proposes her own vision. They'll move to a big house, have a baby, and live happily ever after. Although the demon doesn't want to rush, he agrees to let Jai Yuan-tak move into their house, and the old man instructs his grandson to fulfill any requests from the new guest. Thrilled to have her own room, Yuan-tak's joy is tempered by the demon needing medication to cope with the latest developments. The angel of death joins the group, and the chairman's grandson is perplexed about how to handle this peculiar company, especially when they develop new symptoms of depression and start fighting incessantly the next morning. On the way to school, the chairman's grandson reflects on his encounter with Yuan-tak at the bookstore. Curious about her relatives' whereabouts, Yuan-tak remains oblivious to her aunt being arrested by the police for reselling stolen bullion. Despite the move, Yuan-tak rarely sees the demon, intensifying her yearning for him. Sitting under the door in the hope that her friend will notice, Yuan-tak learns that Kim Shin is busy meeting an old acquaintance, finally managing to summon the demon by blowing out dozens of candles. Yuan-tak confesses that she kept silent about the sword due to fear that her fiancé would avoid her. Kim Shin, in an attempt to make amends, invites her for a walk. However, he ends up having too much to drink, turning the walk into a comical and romantic escapade. The demon is on the verge of confessing what will happen when she pulls out her sword but lacks the courage. Instead, he creates flowers in the middle of fall. Meanwhile, Sang He eagerly awaits a call from the mysterious stranger. For this anticipated moment, she does her makeup and goes to the place where they first met. The angel of death, observing her, sees her face, revealing a glimpse of his human side. Yuan-tak again faces taunts from her classmates, but this time her familiar spirits come to her defense, making it tough for her harassers. Kim Shin intervenes, taking her out of class in an attempt to shield her from both bullies and ghosts. Kim Shin decides to bring Jai Yuan-tak back to Canada, inviting her to an expensive restaurant. Planning to disclose the truth about the sword and his future, the couple instead spends a beautiful day, and the demon refrains from spoiling it with sad news. He realizes that his first love has found him. That's it from this video. If you want to watch more, just click right here and check out the next video. But before that, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and like this video. I will see you in the next video.